Oshi Moshi weeabookstore des. Hello everyone, and welcome to a special bonus installment of the Oshi Moshi Idol podcast. As always, I am still your host at weeabookstore. There was no live recording last week. All of us got kind of busy, but we are planning on returning this Thursday. So if you'd like to be notified of when we go live, you can follow us at Oshi Moshi Cast on Twitter or Twitch. But today, I will be tallying the points that from our Keyaki 7 Single Senbatsu predictions that we presented maybe 2 weeks ago. The music video for the 7 Single, Ambivalent, actually dropped last week. And if you would like to hear our thoughts on the single, Maris probably will have a lot to say on Thursday. Mina might too. Be sure to join us if you have the time. Otherwise, VODs will be up eventually, and you can watch those on YouTube. Anyway, so here are the graphics that I had made with all of our predictions. So disclaimer, all photos are property of Sony and friends. Hopefully they will not continue to block us on YouTube Japan. If you want to hear some explanation on some of our picks, you can watch episode 6 of the Oshi Moshi cast. I will put a link in the description. But to recap the whole deal, I organized a point system to determine which of us was closest to the actual 7 single formation. And basically the highest scoring person would be able to assign the lowest scoring person a challenge. So the way the points break down is that you would get 20 points for the correct number of participating members, 20 points for the correct formation, and then by member it would be 5 points for correct row and 10 points for correct row and position. And then if you got center correct, that was a bonus of 10 points. So really having the correct center is worth 20 points total. So actually all of us had agreed on basically like a 5-7-7 formation of 19 members with Techi center. So none of those points really mattered. The only points that are actually in play basically at this point was correct row and correct position. And in addition to being sold on Techi center, all three of us actually picked Neru for middle center because that's the best spot and that's what Nagahama Neru deserves. Maris probably wants people reminded that we made these predictions with like absolutely zero information about what the 7 single was going to be like, and really only minutes before we went live that week that we presented them. But anyway, here is the official formation for Ambivalent, which was revealed on Keyaki Kakunai 2 weeks ago. So as you can see, and like I said before, all three of us automatically lose points for correct number and formation. And then all the girls who were formerly on break or hiatus, which is Harada, Shida, and Imaizumi, did not participate in the single. Maris had predicted that Imaizumi would appear, and then Mina and I had said Harada would appear. Because the formation ended up being 5-5-8, the numbers that I'm showing here were shifted to fit the numbers of our predictions. So it's not like the official position number or the accepted position number or anything like that. These are specifically for Oshi Moshi Cast. So the way I have it set up, the ends of the back 2 rows and the middle center position, those are all retained. But then there's some overlap in the inner positions of the 3rd row and the ones on either side of Neru. And I could have done just like a double 16 in the back as like the center. But I thought doing it in the way that I show here would like increase our chances of scoring. But like, spoiler alert, it doesn't change anything. Like, I scored it both ways and it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go position by position. And then I'll let you know when people score. But I'll save the totals for the very end to keep things interesting, I guess. So first we have position 19, and that's Sato Shiori. I had Shiori at 18, Maris had Shiori at 14, and Mina had Shiori at 17. So all of us got 5 points for that, for being correct row, but we did not get the position points. In position 18, you have Ishimori Nijika. I had Nijika 1 row up. I had her in the 2nd row at 12. But Maris and Mina both had her at 18, so they get the 10 points for being in correct row and position. In position 17, you have either Yonitani or Ozeki. I had Ozeki at 7 and Yonitani at 19, so I get 5. Maris has Yonitani at 10, and Ozeki at 15, so she gets 5. Mina also had Ozeki at 15, and she had Yonitani at 8. So we all get 5 points for that. For position 16, you have Ozeki again, or it could be Rika. So double Rika here. And I had both Rikas in the second row, so I'm not getting any points there. Maris had Watanabe in the middle, and she had Ozeki at 15, so that's the wrong side, so she's not getting points for that. So Maris gets 5. And Mina had Ozeki at 15 and Baraka at the front row, so she's getting 5 as well. In position 15, it's between Baraka and Moriya Akane. I had both in the second row, so no points there. No points for Maris either, and no points for Mina. None of us believed that Rika or Nen would be back row. I think that surprised a lot of people, actually. In position 14, you have Fu. I had her at 13. Maris had her at 16, and Mina had her also at 13. So we all got... I got 5 points, Mina got 5 points, Maris got 5 points, we all got 5 points. In 13, you have Odanana. I had her at 14, so I was basically... If I'd flipped Fuyuka and Nana, I would have gotten 10 points for each. But alas... Maris had Odanana in the second row, and Mina had also Odanana in the second row. So I got 5 points for that. Yay. In the second row, you have Nanako at 12. I had Nanako in the back. So did Maris. So did Mina. Rip Nanako, we did not have faith in you. No one gets points for that. In 10/11, you have Koike. I had Koike at 10, so I get 10 points there. And Maris had Koike at 12, and Mina at 7. So they get 5, I get 10. Everyone got Naru, so we'll skip over that. At 7, 8, you have Sugai Yuka. I had Sugai in the front row. Maris had Sugai in the front row. Mina had Sugai in the front row. So that's 0. In 6, you have Orimura Rina. I had Uemu in the back, I think. Yes, I had her at 15. Maris had Uemu at 17, and Mina had Uemu at 14. So another Nanako situation there. At position 5, you have Kobayashi Yui. I had her at 2, Maris had her at 4, and Mina had her in the second row. So Mina gets no points there, and then Maris and I both get 5. In position 4, you have Watanabe Risa. I think we all had Risa in the front row. Yes, we did. But none of us had her to the right of Techi. We all got Techi points, obviously. In position 2, you have Suzumoto Miyu. I had Miyu at 4. Maris had Miyu in the second row, 7. And Mina had Miyu as number 1. So Mina and I get 5 points. In position 1, lastly, you have Habu Mizuho. I don't think nope, I had Mizuho in the second row. Maris had her in the back, and Mina had her in the second row. So none of us got any points for Habu. So yeah, those are the points. So, outfit change, because the first time I recorded this, I actually made a mistake in the scoring. So now I'm re-recording and I'm re-editing. So that's a whole thing. So the highest possible number of points was around, I think, 240. And I think you can tell that none of us scored particularly high at all. We actually have a tie for second place. So we have a winner and 2 people tied. And I don't know what that means for our whole game. I don't think the winner should be able to challenge both of them, but I don't think we should throw it out the window entirely. But yeah. So in second place with 70 points, that's 3 correct positions and 6 correct rows is Mina and Maris. So I won with 75 points, which means I had one more correct row than the two of them. And I swear this wasn't rigged. Everyone was aware of the predictions and the point system before the official lineup was announced, so I don't want anybody pointing fingers at me. But essentially, like, excluding Neru and Techi, we were only able to correctly guess one member each, like their real position. Like, I was able to correctly guess Koike would be to the right of Neru, and then Maris and Mina both got Ishimori. Yeah, and it was just one guess basically that separated them from me. Originally, when I scored it the first time, Maris had lost by 5 points by one guess, but I fucked up. So now we have a tie, and I don't know what we're gonna do yet. I'll probably talk to Maris and Mina. We'll probably talk. We're watching Produce tonight. We're doing podcasts on Thursday, and so basically, we'll work out some sort of tiebreaker. I think we might do Produce 48, pick 12. So we'll see what becomes of that in time. But I do want to tell you guys that there will be challenges. There will be a challenge issued by me to someone, and it's going to be great. To find out what that challenge is, just remember to always tune in to Oshi Moshi every Thursday live, regularly. Sometimes we mix it up. And then VOD is always not long after on YouTube. I don't know exactly what we'll be covering this Thursday. There's a lot of news that happened. Like, there's Maida Atsuko, there's Yamamoto Saiga, there's TPE and AKB China and SNH elections. A lot happened while we were gone. So I don't know what our main focus will be yet, but we'll probably mention all those things at least briefly. So yeah, that's all for today. I am at weeabookstore on Twitter. Also, you can follow Oshi Moshi Cast at Oshi Moshi Cast on Twitter and Twitch. And then you're probably watching this on YouTube. If you'd like, you can subscribe. This is where we keep all of our edited VODs. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in 2 days, hopefully, with Maris and Mina. And until then.